I mean, Brookside, how did that come about then? That was one of your first major televisions, wasn't it? How did that land?
Brookside?
Yeah. How did that?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's and just to briefly go back to your point, I used to stand in the wings and watch other actors when even I wasn't involved in the scenes, and I would just watch.
Me too.
You know, and watch what they did. You know, it was that sort of thing that people like you and I have done. Brookside was that was a strange. Again, it's that thing of fate. You know, I went along. It was for an audition, and it was a one episode, and the character was called Mick, and he was a friend of Terry Sullivan's, who was a long-term character in there. And the story was that Terry, who worked on the taxis, was going through a bit of a lean patch. So, you know, work was a bit better. So he used to get part-time work with a company called Dawson's. He did everything from furniture removals to body removal.
Oh, right.
so you know, the story was that I knew we were going to pick up a dead body, but Terry thought we were going to remove some furniture. I let him believe that, and the story was halfway there. I say, "Let me get out the bookies. I'll meet you at the house." It was all a ruse. He goes to the house. He talks to Mrs. Smith or something. He says, "Oh well, I've come to pick up the whatever it is." It doesn't say, but I've come to collect the stuff. And she says, "Yeah." He's upstairs in the room, and Terry thinks, "Oh, it must be her husband helping." Walks in the room, and there's a dead body on the bed. You know, so that was the thing. And then I turn up later, and you know, that's the joke. Anyway, it was a lovely episode to be involved in. As a visiting, as a guest, I had quite a few scenes with Brian Regan, who played Terry, which was good
very
for me
good.
Because you know, it was a good little show-off point.
Yeah.
And the powers of Mal Young, who was our producer, and Phil Redmond, who was the exec and the overall governor, decided they liked what they saw, and I came back then I got offered a few months down the line. I got offered 6 episodes, and then it went to 12, and then that kind of completed 1989. And then in the start of 1990, they rang my agent and said they'd like to make me a regular. So
it's amazing.
That's how it started.
No, and that's the little thing that you can't control in this business. That is right place, right time. All coming together, preparation, met the opportunity, and you took it and ran with it, and quite rightly so. And obviously recently that's launched you through all your television, which I mentioned earlier. And then obviously you've managed to crash into the Coronation Street vibe, which is wonderful because that keeps the persona out there of you as an actor a big time, doesn't it? So you must have enjoyed that.
Oh, it was wonderful because not only, I mean, like most actors, you know, you tell me an actor that doesn't want to be on Corrie at some point, and I'll show you a lie. You know, we all have that thing. It's this institution. It's been going longer than us, and you know, and so I'd sort of hit the bar, as using a football term. I've been up for a couple of parts over the years and never got them, and then the wonderful thing was I just finished doing Elf the Musical, which we'd finished at the Lowry, which was a wonderful, wonderful show, starring the lovely Ben Forster. Yeah. And so that finished, and then, you know, you're like, okay, that's something like the 13th of January. What's the rest of my year going to pan out?
Oh, no, yeah.
And then on the Thursday, I get the call from my agent telling me that I'd just been offered 10 episodes of Corrie, not just a straight offer, which I was like, I was you know, speechless. The times I'd been up, and then there it was, a straight offer for this guy, Mike Thornby. And then the added bonus was it was sort of directly, I was playing Steve McDonald's ex-school teacher. It was the lovely Simon Graves. He was just a teenager then. And then to cap it all, it was involved with the beautiful and lovely Bev Collard. Yeah. Playing his mum, and my character, the teacher, Mike, was, you know, had the hots for her, you know.
Yeah,
so
wonderful.
I was with 2 people that I knew. I've known Bev for nearly 30 years. So to go into something like that was pretty daunting, but with 2 people, 2 mates that I knew, was just fantastic.
Oh, no, it's the cream of the cake, and obviously currently you're on tour And obviously it's bearing all, but Light cleverly disguised the Full Monty Tour obviously is your current project. So all the digital warriors, because we've got a huge following out there in Second City Radio digital world now, as I call it. So they'll all plug in, they'll all go and, find you on Facebook and find out where you are. But Full Monty's on tour, and you can tell us about that now, can't you?
Yeah, we just finished in Brighton. And we're going to be in Canterbury this week. This will be the third week of the second leg of the tour.
Great.
We do go on until mid-May. And we're in the beautiful city of Canterbury after a great week in Brighton. And we open tomorrow. And we've been kind of touring off and on. We first kicked off for once in 2014. And Gary Lucy, Andrew Dunn and myself are the three originals from this is what was the fourth tour now.
Yeah.
But we've been blessed with a lovely, it's 15 strong.
Yeah.
And yourself, Mike, if you've got a harmonious company that
absolutely
get on, I mean, not only do they we like each other's company off stage. Which is always a good sign, and that's vital for a long tour.
Well, it's vital, and I was,
and that's just how it is. We get on, we like each other's company, and that makes for a fantastic tour, as you would well know.
Well, I was taught by George Cole, and I kind of think I'm going a bit doulard in this day and age, but I will never change my stance on it. He taught me, if you've got edge and sparks in the company, I don't care what anybody says. This is him talking to me. He said it will always knock maybe 5 or 10% of the sparkle, tinkle magic off the show. Don't bring it in, don't use it, and don't be around it. Get it out in the open and just stay as a team pushing forward, getting the job done. And do you know what? I was how old then? I was like 19. And that stuck with me. That was George Cole. That was him saying to me...
Well, he's the governor, isn't he? So it doesn't come from any better than that, does it?
No, I know. And, I think you're so right. And I'm so pleased you've said that because, you hear so many cranky, crazy things and you think, well, these guys, they're being employed, they're getting work and in a lot of cases being paid very well. And you hear some crazy stories, but I'm so pleased to hear that is the vibe. But we're running out of time in digital world, but all I want to say is that we could talk for hours, and that's so lovely.
It's been a pleasure, Mike. It's so lovely. It's so lovely talking to you,
and to you.
We work together, and it's just, and this has been a joy.
It's a good radio platform, and it stays out there for a long time in digital world because there's catch-ups and all sorts. So for Monty, just to reaffirm for everybody out there currently on tour, this is now the end of January. So if you're listening in digital world in weeks gone by, it tours until when? When does it actually close?
It tours until mid-May. We're going to places. We're going to be in Wimbledon, Southend, Southampton, Nottingham. But if they look on the Full Monty website, they'll see exactly where we are. They can capture a city around them.
Will do. Well, obviously, I'll hand over, like I always do, you to the digital warriors, as I call them, and then you can say goodbye for now in your own inimitable way, Lewis.
Well, to all you digital warriors out there, I mean, and this is the world we're now, and I love it. I want to say thank you for taking the time to listen to this interview and keep supporting Mike because he's one of our business's gems. And I hope to see you along the tour sometime.